Hello and welcome to Daily Politics, your go-to platform for in-depth discussions on politics, policy and governance. I am Hamza Idris. Tonight we put a spotlight on the outcome of the PDP Governors Forum meeting held on Sunday, which is seen as a last lap in the main opposition party's efforts to save itself from itself amidst continued defections of its top-ranking members. In what appears a final push to rescue party from imminent collapse, the PDP Governors Forum set up a 7-member committee headed by former Senate President Bukola Saraki to reconcile the warring factions ahead of the May 27 scheduled National Executive Committee. The party has been entangled in protracted leadership crisis in addition to the current wave of defections rocking it. Despite several attempts by its various organs to address the challenges, they remain a delicate situation that undermines the PDP ability to thrive. And joining us to dissect the issues are Dr. Dimeji Fabiyi Daboikiabo Warmate, both PDP chieftains from the two camps within the party. You're welcome to our program, Dr. Dimeji.
Thank you very much.
Warmate,
for making me a doctor tonight. Thank you very much.
Okay, but before we listen, we have some tidbits. In Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory has insisted that the People's Democratic Party cannot give their presidential ticket to the North for the 2027 general election. Wike stated this during a media chat on Monday. His comments appeared to be directed at the PDP's presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar. He said, and I quote, "Selfishness can kill a system. For example, if Mr. President, referring to Tinubu, runs and wins in 2027. By 2031, the APC will send their presidential ticket to the North. PDP will do what then?" Wike asked. "You will come back then and say, since APC is sending its ticket to the North, we should follow them and give it to the North also." End of quote. And as we are suspected, Boko Haram terrorists have attacked a base of the Nigerian army in Marite local government area of Borno State, killing an unspecified number of soldiers. Local and security sources confirmed the attack, saying the incident happened at the forward operation base of the 153 Task Force Battalion around 3 a.m. on Monday. One of the sources, who did not want his name mentioned, said the troops were dislodged and many soldiers captured during the attack. And we'll take a short break. When we return, the conversation commences. Don't go away. Welcome back. As I said, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Dr. Dimeji, first on my right, I want us to start with our second tidbit before we go into politics. This is a natural tragedy, killing of our soldiers almost on a daily basis.
Well, it's quite sad. I was just shaking my head while you were reading it. That is to tell you the extent of lack of capacity of the current leadership of the country. You know, when you are given a task, or when you say you can actually take up a task, it's because you feel you can fix it. It's obvious the government of Tinubu cannot fix security in this country. It's obvious they can't fix the economy. On daily basis, there are reportage of killings everywhere. A few weeks ago it was in Plateau, a few days ago it was in Benue. Now look at this forward-based operation of the military.
And when you check our paper today, it was actually our second lead story. Yeah, we did a timeline.
All these terrorists must be declared as terrorists and must be adequately dealt with. We can't continue like this in this country. If President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not have the capacity, he should vacate the seat.
Are you on the same seat?
He should vacate it.
Dimeji on this.
Well, let me start by sympathizing with the Nigerian military and also with the families that lost their loved ones. It is quite unfortunate. I think I listened to one of our retired Major Generals, and he was making confession how he was able to capture one of the Boko Haram leaders, the real Boko Haram leader, and also
General Kefi.
Yes, and also
the former GOC.
Financiers of terrorism. But at the end, he was punished for doing his
He was forced to retire.
Yes, forced to retire, and was detained. Not only forced to retire, it's heart-aching to hear such stories and follow up with this kind of death we just heard. Is at this point, I think, our leaders in this country, moreover the APC-led government, has display incapacity in the area of security because they failed. There is no two ways about that. There is no way to embellish it because it's painful. For except, you know, there's an adage in our place that when they are moving with dead body, if it's not related to it, to look like a firewood. But when it affects you directly, you know that that is a dead body.
Dimeji, you appeared agitated with this. How will you describe a situation where almost on daily basis, when the service chiefs are summoned to the villa, you know, after the meeting, you see a vote of confidence in them? Just last week, Rep. Gatti from Plateau State, he alleged that arms worth trillions of naira are now in possession of Boko Haram. Of course, we did an elaborate story on that. Why the vote of confidence? Who and who should we indict in this? Do you think the legislature is also complicit? The presidency complicit? The service itself, I mean, the military comprising the Navy, the Air Force, and what have you, that they are all complicit in this?
See, let me tell you, my brother, the moment leadership has lost sight of its core function, this is what you get. And the core function is to protect the lives and properties of the citizen. So the current leadership have lost sight of that. For me, somebody will tell you the military are overwhelmed, they are overstretched, they are this. If that is the case, get more people, train more people to be able to fight these guys. Lots of billions of taxpayers' money are going into this in every budget. Today they will tell you they are getting this ammunition, they are getting this and that. Let me tell you, World War II was not won by the admirals and generals. It was won by the economists. Because we buy more tankers, we buy more ammunition, and other, they're the ones that are gaining. So how do you not win the war?
You have to change style.
Change style completely. Change the strategy completely. This is unacceptable. We can't continue to have Nigerians killed every day.
Okay,
and the government is sitting down there.
Before we move to the program of the day, what do you think should be done? Because we are losing lives almost every day. It takes millions of naira to train a foot soldier.
I think they need to flush out the bad sex in the military that gives information. Because we have one of the best military in the world. But the problem is that they've infiltrated our military. If you look at it.
Yes, in fact, the latest story from Yobe State was that two of the troops,
yes,
their phone calls were intercepted. They divulged information to the terrorists and then they laid ambush.
That is it. Otherwise, there is no way this Boko Haram will be able to defeat the Nigerian military. And that's why the military need to purge itself, look inward, reorientate their lower rank, those are the war front. Because it's quite unfortunate for this story every day you hear about Benue, Plateau, this what is it called? Medugri is, in fact, it has become a tradition there that every day you hear one killing or the other. And it's painful. We are losing gallant people, people that have demonstrated love for their nation by going to the war front.
So we have to do something.
The leadership of this country had to do something about that.
Thank you very much, Warmate. Now over to our main topic of discussion today. Crisis in the PDP. Can the Saraki-led committee reconcile the warring factions? We have a report on this before we set the ball rolling here in the studio. Have a look.
Some of the manifestations in a democratic setup like this that we have, and this is what is forcing us to come together, rather than diminishing us and weakening us, is making us stronger. We will make sure at least those chapters where we have history, where we have structure, are not left alone. They will be able to produce next governors of the PDP by the grace of God, because we will be providing the level playing field in the next convention that is coming up. Some existential issues, of course, that have been around in the media, within us, so that we'll be able to navigate smoothly to NEC that is scheduled to take place on the 27th of this month, and by August we will have an early convention. So many issues and francos have been made, and it is an opportunity to close rank and to make sure that at least there is no ill feelings, there are no qualms, there are no misgivings between the leaders of the party. Governors of the party have reached out to our colleagues who have been there before, who have more experience, and who know so much in a way and manner that whatever suggestions or opinion they may have would go a long way in giving an added impetus to the actualization of our NEC and our convention that is scheduled to take on specific dates, and of course to reassure our teaming supporters that the PDP is working, the PDP is united, and in doing so, there are some missing gaps here and there. We set up a committee of 7 headed by His Excellency, the former Senate President, and of course former Governor of Kwara State, to meet so that at least quick reconciliation and reach out will be made in such a manner that we will have a very rancor-free and harmonious NEC and convention.
That was Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed and Chairman of the PDP Governors Forum. Let me start with you, Dimeji.
Okay.
Yes, you've been speaking glowingly in favor of Atiku. Is that right?
Yes, but I'm not here because of Atiku this night.
Okay,
I'm
now
here because of the PDP.
Okay, why was he not at the meeting?
They didn't invite him. He was not invited. And if they invited him, let them show the evidence that they invited him. Maybe I didn't know, but I don't think if he was invited, he wouldn't have gone. He would have been there.
He would have been there.
I would have been there. Yes. Atiku is not. I don't want to talk about him because this is about the party.
He is actually a key factor.
He is, but because Atiku is not a person that would that feels so bad to that point that he has never abandoned the party. He will not abandon the party this time.
And you think if he wants to solve the problem, don't you think that he should just go because he believes that he should be there?
He should just go to a meeting. They didn't invite him. It's not like that in politics. How many times have you seen President Jonathan in some of this meeting? Ask if they invited him. They didn't. The party knows what they're supposed to do. You don't do any meeting without sending official invitation to the critical stakeholders. Even NEC members are invited officially. You invite them. You let them know. That is the tradition. So why didn't they do it now? That is the question. Did they invite him? In any case, the nomenclature of the meeting was Governors Forum meeting and extended with the former governors and maybe some BOT members and all that. So if he was invited, he would have gone, he would have been there. Atiku has no ill feelings against anybody. See, Atiku is looking beyond party. What Atiku is focused on is Nigeria, how to get Nigeria back.
We will come to that.
Thank you very much.
Why was Wike there?
Why was Wike there?
Yes.
He's a party man.
Which of the parties? PDP or APC?
Yes. He's a PDP member. He has never said that he has left PDP. He has remained in PDP and he's not ashamed of that, and he has been very vocal about that he's a PDP member. So, and he's a former governor, just like they said, the meeting is of governors and former governors. So he's the former governor of Rivers State. So they invited him and he's there to show that he's still with the party.
And you didn't expect that because of his body language and all that. What Nigerians are saying, because many believe that he's actually the single major problem of the PDP. Because he's neither here nor there, or he's here and he's there.
No, that is wrong. That is a narrative that is being pushed from some quarters. Otherwise, he has stated it clearly before he even took the appointment. He's serving his nation. They invited him, he went there. He's with the party leaders and he has made contribution towards the, resolving the internal issues, interest wrangling in the party. So anything other than that, definitely it's politics. People will have their, heels feeling about you and statement. But that doesn't take away the fact that he's a PDP member. He has paid his dues, and he was invited to, his country invited him to serve the nation, and he notified his party. You've heard it from him before today. So I don't think there is anything wrong. And it's a former governor, and the meeting talked about former governor and the Governors Forum. So he has every right to be there.
Agreement with Warmate on this, because so many questions. I'm not the one asking. It is party members and some Nigerians are saying Wike is more of APC by his utterances and by his actions, and than a member of the PDP.
My brother, Let me start by saying that the Governors Forum meeting yesterday, I would have been happy if it was more strategic, but it was a kind of jamboree, a kind of compromise gathering, not a strategic gathering.
That is your view.
As far as
what are your facts? Yes.
Because it seems to me most of these governors are confused. All right. Number one, this was the Governors Forum that met few weeks ago in Ibadan, and they came out with some communique and all that. And the following day, this same Minister Wike came out and took them to the cleaners. The question is, of what strategic value does anybody think Wike is bringing to the PDP now? Somebody that is working for APC, that has not hidden it. He has never denied it. Working for APC, working for Tinubu. So for me, I think the Governors Forum missed the point yesterday, because yesterday's meeting had presented opportunity for what I call clinical assessment of the problems of the party that would have been brought into the front burner. So many issues. Now you came out and said you are setting up a reconciliation committee. What happened to the one headed by former Governor Olaguso Oyinola? That's where the confusion comes in, and that's why you say it was just a jamboree. These guys are not hard. Forget all these things they are reading. There are so many backyard background underdealings that is going on, and it's not in the interest of this man who is a PDP man and me who is a PDP man and every other PDP man in this. Is about them. It's about them. It's not about this man. It's not about me.
I don't know what you will say. He said just recently a meeting was held in Ibadan, and the next day, Wike fired the salvo. And it was the same today, because when he came out, it happened last night, but this morning he called for a press conference, and then he said, "Look, we will not give the ticket of the PDP to We're not even talking about North or South, but addressing the problem." But I have a quotation, which I want you to talk on. Okay. After the defection of Okowa, he said he slammed the PDP for failing to see it coming. And Wike, he said he expressed surprise that the People's Democratic did not anticipate Okowa's departure, describing the former governor as a seasoned and strategic politician for defecting. And I quote him, "I'm surprised that PDP said they didn't see it coming. I won't call the names of the governors. I called them. I said, listen, the way things are going, I have warned you people. You said they are governors. I have no problem. Let's see what will happen." These are some, the way he talks. But he was commending Okowa for leaving the PDP. Is he really being fair to the PDP, Wike?
Now, let me say that he did not call for a press conference before this meeting was called. The circular or notice was out.
For that meeting. So it was not actually.
It wasn't the meeting that informed the press conference. It is its usual, monthly or so media chat. That is the first thing. Now, to talk about this, you see, one is saddened because when people look at it, they don't understand the politics. And they just take it from the surface. When he said they did not see it, it's laughable that they did not see it coming. Now, let me give you a clear example. You took someone to court to say the person is not national secretary. You won him at the High Court. You won at the appeal. He won you at the Supreme Court. When you were winning him, the court, they obeyed the law. They obeyed the judgment. But when you won at the Supreme Court, they misinterpreted it. And most of the people that are leaving the party are living under the premise that who is the national secretary that will sign my document or my form if I'm to contest election?
You are now making reference to the case of Samuel Anyanwu and Sunday.
Right? Samuel Anyanwu. You remember Senator James Manager mentioned it as one of the reasons why they are leaving, because you know the truth. It's clear. The Supreme Court made pronouncement. This constitution is clear in section 47.5. It's clear in section 48.1. So there's no doubt about it. So what necessitated the appointment of an acting secretary?
Yeah.
So there was no need. And these are the bases that informed. Yes, that is what informed most of this defection. Even look at
you mean the appointment of this guy?
Because they have said confusion. What is the confusion? Who is going to sign? Now they want to hold next meeting. Who is to send a notice for the circular?
Of course, I told you will sell.
Who is going to send? INEC does not recognize him. I can say that for a fact. INEC does not recognize him. He's appointed by the. It's not even the NWC. It was suggested by the governor's forum.
But you know,
Now that is the issue.
Many members of the PDP believe that Anyanwu is actually doing a harsher job, just like
let me tell you,
Wike is doing for the president.
They will believe. Everybody have their belief.
But
let me correct the impression.
Do you really
some of the people that believe
Anyanwu
that
is doing the right thing?
He's doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing. He has been doing the right thing. All the governors today, he signed their forms. All the governors today that are persecuting him, he signed their form. What is his crime? None of them has come out to say he ate PDP money or is unable to show capacity as the administrator of the party. He has not been able to manage the party. None of that. The simple reason is inordinate ambition, and because he has alliance with Wike. But let me remind them that he was still Wike bosom friend when he left Wike to support Atiku as the presidential candidate and campaign with him, and did not do G5. Some of them today did G5. So what are they talking about? If it's on that basis, then they should first indict themselves. They don't have the moral ground, political ground to criticize him or to even deny him what is rightful, his position.
You are nodding your head. Is it an agreement or actually?
No. Sadly enough, I'm just thinking, where does this leave the PDP? This crisis that is unending and the end is not in sight. Where does it leave the party?
He said the latest trigger of defection was the failure of the PDP governors and all the stakeholders to endorse the leadership of Anyanwu as the national secretary, and then they brought Setonji.
Many times I've made my comment on this issue of national secretary of the party. I think the Supreme Court has not been fair to the PDP for not coming out with a direct, exact judgment of what. So it has put the party in this.
Neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there. So you can expect all of this, but it behoves on the leaders of the party.
Who are the leaders?
To find this solution to all of this. That's exactly what I'm saying. The leaders, we have stakeholders who are not in the office. We have those who are in the office that are managing the party. We have the NEC, we have the NWC, we have some other critical stakeholders. So, but unfortunately, the NWC has not been able to do the needful in settling this crisis because of different personal interests. And that is where my concern really is. Where does this leave the party? As we speak, the party is no more inspiring. I tell you, sir, it will be difficult. In those days, party will sell nomination forms and they will realize billions of naira. I doubt if we are going to get that in 2027. People will not go for it. Okay, if I want to run, will you run under this? Governor Wike today came on national television and said, if it was not Anyanwu that signed the form or even the notice of meeting, he would challenge it in the court, which is his right. So where would that leave the party? Do you understand what I'm saying? He said he would challenge. That means, solution is not even in sight at all because everybody is taking their own side. But I know that there are some back channels negotiations. I'm just hoping. Because I've expected that the governors' forum meeting of yesterday would have helped, in resolving most of these issues.
But it's like it came out with more problems than solutions yesterday.
You see, the simple truth is that they wanted to bypass the Constitution.
That is the governors?
Yes, the flagrant disobedience to the Constitution.
How? Where?
Because it is clear. I heard one young boy call himself Ogochiri, said when he decided to contest as a governor, that was when the seat became vacant. For crying out loud. He's so bereft of PDP Constitution. We have antecedents. The present and National Deputy Publicity Secretary, the immediate past National Treasurer, the former Organizing Secretary that is presently in the Senate. We have a number of them that went and contested and came back. And if you look at section 48.1, among the positions he listed, he did not list flag bearer of the party as one of the positions you assume not to, when you assume the office, you automatically...
But why is he fixated? Why is he fixated with the office of the secretary?
That is his point. He was elected for that.
The allegation is that he is doing a hatchet job, Warmate.
What hatchet job? What have they proven? There's nothing like that. They've not shown any evidence except propaganda and lies and blackmail. What is the evidence? Those of them that are carrying it are the ones. Now, let me give you an example. Okay. For like this young man I was talking about, Oguchiri. He's the chairman Senate House Committee on downstream petroleum. Ask me, from Imo State, is the only House of Rep member. He did not read anything like energy law or is an this in petroleum engineer. How come? If not that he bedded, dined, pepper soup, and he lies with the APC government to have ended that office or allegedly bribed them. How will it be? The only PDP person is a first timer. He's a first timer in the House of Rep, which I know very well. Because my first cousin was in the House of Rep in 1999. I was with him. So that means until you a ranking, those position is meant for ranking members. How did he get it? Well, and I'm coming. And he came up to say, I'm trying to clear something. Okay. Now the thing is that they are just giving impression. The only thing I've told you before now, that nobody has come up to say he ate PDP money or is not able to do what he's supposed to do. That's why I want him to go. Nothing like that, except the fact that he's a bosom friend of the FCT minister.
And it is believed that if Wike wants the problem of the PDP to be resolved, number one, he will leave the government of Tinubu. He has done more than enough to say, okay, let me go and concentrate in the problem of my political party to see that I solve it. What is your take on this?
See, it is deeper than this. Okay. It is deeper. It is very, very deep, all right? What we see in PDP today is more of a game of survival now. And that's why you even see what the governors are doing. The first-timers want to return. The ones that are in the second term are afraid of post-office EFCC harassment and all that.
So they are all conformists.
It's just everybody just want to survive. Governor Wike needed to survive, and he has to do what he's doing to survive. And that's why you see, all the other governors too doing.
Do you think he's doing the hatchet job of the...
That's why PDP problem would never be solved with a set of people who call themselves leaders. It will never be solved.
You think, assuming Wike will be committed to the party, what do you think he should do?
Committed to which party?
The PDP.
The party he has already destroyed with some other people. What commitment again? It has gone beyond that. And the question I've always asked is this. There are two clear-cut plans here.
Okay.
For PDP not to be able to field candidates at all, and if PDP must field a candidate, it must be a weaker candidate, especially for the president. And the question I always ask is this. These guys are supporting APC. They've made it known. It's not secret. And it's not an accusation. I'm talking of Minister Wike now. Okay. It's a public knowledge. If anybody is defending it, well, it's their problem. But the thing of the matter is that the truth of the matter is that I've always been asking, even if PDP does not, if you succeeded in PDP not having a presidential candidate as they are planning, who will they tell the PDP members that are still remaining, some of us that will remain in PDP to vote for Tinubu?
You will not do that.
Just hold on, sir. Let me just land on this thought. And if they didn't do that, they succeeded in bringing a weaker candidate.
Maybe you will move to the coalition or the camp also.
So, and would they tell me not to vote for Tinubu and not vote for the weaker candidate of the PDP? I'm a party man. I will vote for PDP candidate.
Are you going to remain in PDP?
I am in PDP.
Warmate,
I'm in PDP.
Wike said, if it is not Anyanwu that signs invitation for NEG and all that, they should forget it.
No, I've given them a week to the neck.
Okay.
They don't. Me, I will go to court. Maybe even before Wike go, because it is at
But is this not actually a grand plan? You people have extended this NEG meeting.
No, it's not a grand plan. The thing is that what led to this issue If you were at the Supreme Court when the Supreme Court made their
pronouncement, another kite to actually
when the Supreme Court made their pronouncement, what did they say? They said, why did they bring case? This is internal affairs of the parties, political party affairs. But the issue is that political party don't abide by their constitution. That's why sometimes you see members come to the Supreme Court or go to the court. Otherwise, there will be no need. Then this one we are talking about, he talked about Wike is the problem. If the party abide by the zoning formula, in 2023, we will not be in this mess.
I'm coming. Because I'm the anchor, please.
Yes.
I want to ask you the clear question.
Yes.
You can see that all the statements around the 2023 is down. But it's like Wike is now bringing another one that, okay, even for 2027, if you people didn't zone it to the south, we will destroy everything.
It is commonsensical for someone to understand that today, we have 8 years from the north, and now Satana is there. And we missed out in 2023. What is a reasonable thing to do? You feed somebody from the south. That is the pulse of the nation. You feed someone from the south. And that is what is emphasizing that was what led to what we're experiencing today in the party. So the party should look at that. The party, when they also talked about it is, how will you feel when you are being deprived? People you sign their form, people you work with your heart for.
It has happened severally. Somebody will give you a letter of appointment and tomorrow
I'm coming. When
it's about the peace and harmony.
You are getting
it's like a company.
No, this is not appointment. It was elected by the delegates across the country. So one single person cannot come and say it's no longer the secretary.
Why is it that we have the provision of recall, for instance, for parliamentarians, that if somebody...
Thank you. You said a recall provision, but there is no such provision. The only provision that we have is that the convention will have to be convened and a vote of no confidence passed.
Dimeji, some people believe...
Section 47.
Let me hear from Dimeji. Some people believe that if these governors will summon courage and then they hold the meeting, the likelihood is that many heads will roll. Even Damagum will go, who is also seen as being amenable to the antics of Wike. Who do you think will talk to these governors? They are chief executives in their state.
Who is going to talk to them? They are the leaders. They say they are the leaders of the party. Even though Governor Wike, and I agree with that, made it clear that they don't have any constitutional backing for what they are doing. They are just like a pressure group. But the truth of the matter is that 2023 is behind us now.
That is the question I asked.
And when you can't even make any progress when you begin to, because there are many sides to 2023. If you say because the constitution was this and that.
The rotational thing, which is an internal party matter.
Some people will tell you it's not true. Zoning didn't even make PDP lose the election. It's the sabotage, the internal sabotage of the G5. That
PDP will have won.
PDP will have won the election.
And who led the G5? Maybe a reminder.
What led to the G5?
So the truth of...
Okay, I mean, who led the G5?
No, who led? What led to the G5?
See, let me tell you, if we want to go there, we won't leave this place this night, but there's no time for that.
But some are actually also blaming Atiku, who is your man Friday, for not doing the right thing. You can see now. Yes, what will you say? Because you can see.
Okay, let me now go in. Let me now tell you now.
Okay.
Atiku is a Democrat. You can't take it away from him. I'm just telling you, pure, complete. You can't take it away from him.
Why did he run for the office? He should have waited for 2027.
I'm just telling you, he doesn't have to wait for anything. Number one, Atiku has no right to stop anybody from running. Anybody who is interested in running.
He has better.
And nobody, listen, and nobody has right to ask Atiku not to run. Now let me tell you, this zoning thing they are talking about, they always run away from something. The party set up a committee on zoning. Minister Wike influenced the chairman and many members of this same zoning. A backdoor conversation channel and agreement agreed that the zoning should be thrown open. Even when I was listening to Minister Wike on this thing today, I was just laughing. That why is this man...
Was he thinking that it will be in his favor?
Exactly, that was the thing, but he always run away from it. He brought Governor Otom to be chairman of that zoning committee, and they thought it would be in his favor.
And they let it open.
So why are you now blaming Atiku? Number two is the fact that Atiku is not the
Before
party.
the zoning committee result came, Atiku has bought...
Okay, I will give you room. You will respond to him.
Atiku he has right to buy his ticket form because he's running. He didn't hide from it. He didn't hide. It is his right to do. The time he bought the form does not matter in this case at all. So, again, he followed the entire democratic process and emerged as the candidate of the party.
Why he didn't pick Wike? Why he didn't pick Wike? Who came second? They said Wike came second. Warmate, yes, I want you to come in. Sorry for interrupting you, because I want us to actually make sense in the conversation. Number one, do you agree that Wike actually used the back channel to influence the opening of the contest, that everyone should go? Unfortunately, he couldn't get it.
It's funny because what I'm saying is funny. What is the essence of him fighting for the presidency to come to the South when he will go back to sponsor for it to be open? If the thing is from the South, his chances will be brighter.
Are you saying Dimeji did not actually say what really happened?
No, that is not correct that he went to the back to lobby for it to be thrown open.
But he has his facts.
No, he has his fact. I have my fact.
You mean you didn't do that?
I'm coming. Wait, to throw the ticket open. When he's supposed to come to the South and he's from the South, he will now go and lobby for it to be thrown open. When the president Atiku went, before even the result of the zoning came out, the report, he has bought form. So we should be able to, reason.
But do you think had it been Atiku picked him as his running mate instead of
period? We won't have this problem today.
We won't having the problem
we won't have the problem now.
Dimeji, you will. Yeah. Okay. I want to hear it for a moment. Yeah. Do you think we will be where we are today in PDP, assuming Atiku gave Wike the vice presidential ticket?
No, we wouldn't have been where we are because one thing.
So he's a spoiler.
No, it's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler.
What is he?
Even like they are one of their person, the former APC deputy spokesman, Timmy Frank. He said it. And I like what his statement said when Okowa decamped to APC. He made a statement. And what did he say? He said they regretted not picking Wike. He said, that's why when he made it, he said that's what is Wike bringing to the table. It's unfortunate that even the blind can see what Wike in Nigerian politics today, not just in Rivers State. How many of these people that are talking can boast of their state? Wike made it clear before the time that since the zoning did not work, it did not come to the South, I will not support the presidential candidate. But every other office, it delivered it. How many of them can boast of that, delivering PDP? How many of them, from assembly to governor to rep to senate?
In the 1990s, Dimeji, when Abacha and when they realized that the economic, the political scene was so tense, they disqualified many people. Adamu Chiromas, Chinkapi, and what have you. They said, look, all of you should go and rest. You will not even contest. Is it difficult for PDP to say, look, Atiku, is it Wike, is it Oko, or whoever, all those people that are in contention now to go and rest?
No, let me tell you something. You need first to define their offenses. You just don't say, go and sit down. You define it. You put it on the table. What has this guy done? Then if you find them culpable, you discipline them.
I will list some. Let me play the devil's advocate here. You see, some believe that Atiku has done more than enough for the party, and they have blessed him. But he mustn't be president. That go and play the fatherly role. That is enough for him to go.
I don't know what they mean by he has done more than enough.
He has contested almost 4 times or 5 times.
That is nobody's problem. Constitution did not put any ceiling.
But people believe that if he can go and rest,
to rest for somebody who is healthy, look at his physiological.
By next season, he'll be around 82.
Let's check out his physiological age and chronological age. They are two different things, if you know what I mean. Go and check it out. Somebody is healthy. Somebody said, I can still do this.
But it's a matter of sacrifice, Dimeji. That is what I'm referring to. Sacrifice for the party.
For what?
For the party, so that the PDP will be aligned.
For who? For who now?
So you think he should remain in the party?
As long as
then what about Wike?
As long as he's still healthy. You ask me a question, you let me answer. That is not nice.
Right.
That is not nice, sir.
I thought you have answered
You know.
What is your answer? Because I say you should go and rest on behalf of Nigeria.
No, as long as this is the man that is passionate about this country, as long as he's healthy, he can do it. Age is not on the ladder of leadership. I've never seen bring it out. I can't see age there. So when you're arguing about age, it's flimsy, it's fallacious, it's malicious. So Atiku has the right, constitutionally right, to contest at any time as long as he still feels good about it. If you don't like him,
Not
go
me.
to the field.
Not me, but PDP members
no.
Nigerians.
Anybody who does not like Atiku, you don't ask anybody to go and sit down. Go to the field and defeat him. That is what you should do. That is democratic.
And this is one of the problems
you don't just come out and somebody should go and
persisting.
sit on. No. The sentiment is wrong. The emotion is. You don't bring that into democracy. What you do is to go to the field and defeat him.
All right. He said that
Atiku
should not be forced out of the seat.
Let him go.
What about Wike? What about Otom? What about even Bala Mohammed? All the governors to say, okay, look, we have paid our dues. Let's leave the party for younger ones. Will you subscribe to that?
You see, if you talk younger ones, fortunately, age is on Wike's side. He's a younger person.
So can you see how the two of you are actually fixated?
No, I'm coming. He's a younger person. And if you, whatever you say, you will say that Wike has the capacity to even govern this country. He has proven it. He has delivered the party.
Just the way Dimeji believes
when the party Atiku make the party, in fact, he made a statement that PDP will never rise again in 2014 when he was leaving. And that's why when some people at last on one of the platforms, I say if you want to leave PDP, leave PDP. Don't make comment against the party that are giving you platform. You may ask a question. Atiku, the party has been fair. Atiku is not only the founding father. If every founding father is taking two slots, will Atiku contest again? It's not the only founding father. If it's okay, Solomon La, bring your Solomon La, we should give his son this thing. We should give Ekweme. One time will Atiku come to contest. So the truth means that whether democracy or not, they are talking about morals. Now they're talking about, now look at it. You said he can contest. So Wike is doing his best. And he's doing his best for the party.
Doing his best for the APC or for...
I don't know.
Today, I'm telling you, Wike is making PDP more popular because they know Wike with PDP. And Wike is serving his nation. Today, if you go everywhere, in the mosques, in the church, they'll say, it's now we know that
just
they have...
Today, just today, he was pressing Okowa for leaving the party. And you are saying that he was doing a good service.
He was pressing Okowa for leaving the party.
Yes.
Now, do you know why he did that?
No.
Because the governors saw it coming. The governors saw it coming, just like I was telling you about the national secretaryship something. They knew the truth, but they didn't want to say it.
We saw thunderstorm this evening. Now we know that the rain will come, but is that a reason for us to now come and remove the
and the man
of
left.
This house?
He saw that these people are not serious, and he left because you know that by constitution and by Supreme Court pronouncement, this is the national secretary. You went and picked somebody else.
I don't want us to go back to that.
No, we are not going back to them. Just give you an instance, please. You now pick somebody, and they look. What is James Manager when he was addressing on behalf of the former governor and the governor of Delta? He made it as one of the reasons, and that is what has fueled the recent mass defection from PDP.
Okay, mass defection. That is the question I wanted to ask you. It's like they didn't even give that conversation the desired traction.
You mean the governors forum?
Yes.
Why
they didn't give it?
And why did I tell you? Why did I tell you it's a garden of compromise? Because the issues that are supposed
maybe
to be
they are endorsing the
issues that are supposed to be at the front burners were jettisoned. They dashed the hope of party failures as they've always done. These governors are not doing it for me and anybody in the party. It's for themselves.
Self-serving.
And let me tell you something that my friend said about Governor Wike. So Governor Wike did something in his two things that I picked from his speech, and it's a conversation today, and it really. He struck me because I don't expect him at his level to do that.
Okay.
Number one was when he threatened that I will go to court if this. Yes, it is right. I will go to court if this does not happen.
That's Anyawu's restoration.
You don't threaten the party. It's not the party. He's not the only one. He's not the only one. But he doesn't own the PDP. If PDP decides that this is what they want to do, that is what we stand. Whether he likes or not. Secondly, is the fact that he showed his disdain for the North, his hatred for the North. Listen, sir. He showed his disdain and hatred for the North.
He did not show any disdain.
He showed that he hates the North so much.
Which North?
So much.
How? He said the truth.
He said the party. Are you the party?
Don't whip
Are you the party that will say?
You guys talking about sentiment and emotion. You are whipping emotion.
I'm moderating the program. Yes,
you
will talk. I will give you room. Of course, we have 5 or 4 minutes to.
He said, no, you can't. If you do it, no.
But why is it difficult? I keep asking.
You don't do that.
I keep asking. Who is wicked that they cannot say, okay, look, we have suspended you.
They cannot now. They cannot. They know why they cannot. Yes.
Okay.
Somebody who decided under president to perpetrate even your party, and you are still condoning him.
Okay.
Let's hear when Wike said he's going to go to court. Didn't the governors go to court when they suspended the governor of Rivers State? Does that mean they own?
Wait now,
let me. I have my time. Does that mean that they don't have? They own Nigeria? Wait, I'm coming. There is a breach of our constitution.
But is he not putting a stop?
There is an abuse of our constitution.
Yes.
This is somebody that by Supreme Court pronouncement and by the constitution is the national secretary for crying out loud, and you said it cannot be. And you are telling me, are you the one that owns the party? If Wike doesn't, if you say Wike is behaving as though it's not the party, are they not behaving like they own the party when they appoint somebody that ought not to be there? No, that is one. Then the second one say Wike has sentiment, hatred for the North. It's unthinkable.
We will have time to discuss that. No, I have this because
it is a big lie. Wike made it clear that their problem is that if he's talking about the South producing president,
yes.
so their article will not come. Article will not come, and so that doesn't mean he hate the North.
Okay, I want us to quickly touch this.
What did happen? Article hate South. If so, when he contested, no, does article hate the South when he decided to work against Jonathan in 2014?
Warmate, I want you to.
And even ask,
are you worried?
Yes.
Are you worried that people are actually defecting to APC?
Yes.
Who is paying them? Because this cannot be normal. It's not just because APC is... At the beginning of this program, both of you are in tandem that APC is not doing well. That is why we have insecurity. Why are people from the PDP moving to APC?
Now, I mentioned one of the reasons.
What is it?
Which we both of us mentioned another reason. The first reason I told you that the secretaryship is one of the issues. And another issue there is that some of the, moreover, when you talk about those that have left office, being afraid of harassment by EFCC.
You agree with that?
Yes. I'm not just, I've said it on
but
other platforms.
There is this allegation that billions of naira is being shared among the opposition elements to join the bandwagon of APC. You heard of that?
Well, I heard it when the vice president, former vice president, said that some people told him, some stakeholders told him. That's the one I've heard. Outside, I've not heard anyone that said they gave them billions. That is one I heard, and he said that some people came and told. But when I mentioned, my response to that when they mentioned, I just say it's unfortunate. It's their business. It's their lack of principle.
That they want to. Okay, fine. So, because we have less than 3 minutes, and I have like 2 questions. I want you to, what do you think that some of these people are just for the fear of the EFCC, or they want to retain their ticket? I will ask you another question, but answer this
let me quickly. Tell you something. See, I pity those guys because they've been kidnapped. And movement is a ransom.
Kidnapped in what form?
They have been kidnapped by the APC, by Tinubu APC.
By giving them money or
wait now. The things they see, Governor Bala is having serious FCC challenge now. That's why it's compromised. Governor Bala
allegedly.
What allegedly? Is he not having it? Is the matter not in the news everywhere? So they have been kidnapped. Those ones have been kidnapped, and the ransom they have to pay is to move to APC. APC is not. They are not ashamed. Let me tell you why they are not ashamed. Somebody is facing anti-graft. Okowa is having anti-graft, and you bring him to your party, and you are pampering him. So what are you telling Nigeria? And you say you are fighting corruption. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Okay, last question for you. Last question for you. Do you think the Saraki committee will make headway? I'm
so happy that you asked this question.
Yes, but you should answer it in not more than
I have my doubts.
1 minute.
Do you know why I have my doubts?
No.
Because here is Governor Saraki that would have stood by the North Central when it matters most. He deserted them. Number 2 is the fact that I don't know what he's going to bring up now to reconcile, because former Governor Inola had chaired the same reconciliation committee. What was the outcome? I hope we wait to see. This is too little, too late.
Okay,
Warmate. It's going to be an
exercise in shambles. The Saraki committee will make some headway.
It's a welcome development. He has been it's a familiar environment for him, being the chairman of it. He has been a chairman of a reconciliation committee before. So what we are hoping that he will stand by the truth and make sure that they focus on the important issue, the burning issue that affects or that is, raising the dust in the party. And to say that the North Central, when it matters most, in our constitution, in fact, I've said it on this platform not once, that when Ayu was picked, it was Ayu that opened his mouth and said, the Northern Caucus. It was the person that announced this thing,
Finally, yes.
No, I'm coming.
Yes.
It was Adamawa government filtry that said it is this. So Saraki has not done anything wrong. He followed the constitution.
You think he will do it?
I believe that he will do something about what the Chinese.
I can see you are complaining. I have 10 seconds for you.
He's not going to be a successful journey.
Former Jigawa State Governor said that the APC will implode, and definitely even the chairman will move to
former governor of Jigawa.
Yes.
Maybe he has intelligence until it happens. We wait to see it.
But you don't see it.
I don't see it.
And you will remain in the PDP.
I'm a PDP man. My PDP in blood.
So all right. Thank you very much. Dimeji Fabiyi from the Atiku faction, if I am right to say that, to a PDP member.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to the program, and Daboikiabo Warmate. Thank you for coming and for your informed perspective. We hope to have you some other time.
Thank you for having me.
And well, that is a wrap on today's package. We hope you found the conversation engaging and informative. Join us tomorrow for another interesting edition. From here, bye-bye. I'm Hamza Idris.